Well, that's pretty. I just blew up my trousers. Anyway, I'm back with another list video, top 10 list video for what I think should be in GTA 6. Now, like I said, I've already done one of these before, but don't worry, that video has different points and needs and wants and interests than in this video, so you don't need to worry about it being the exact same thing. If GTA 6 does come out at the end of this year, I'm not really sure what they could add or change if they do see people's videos and recommendations of what they should add and change. Maybe a lot of what is in my list and a lot of people's lists are already implemented in the game, or maybe they're not. We don't really know until we actually get the product itself and see what they decided to implement into the game. But now let's start getting into this top 10 list. And by the way, this isn't in any particular order, it's just whatever came to mind. I wrote it down. So some of them may be considered more important than others, and if you'd like to debate in the comment section which one you think is more important or give your own opinion, then go do that. But yeah, this won't be in any particular order. It's just things that I would like and I think should be implemented into GTA 6. But without further ado, let's start off with number 10, having blocked off areas of the map. Now, what do I mean by this? If you've played games like GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, and then GTA 4, you would know that you don't immediately start off with having access to the entire map. And if you do try and access those other areas of the map, then you get a full star wanted level and all the police and all the military come after you and eventually destroy you. But if you just progress through the story like how Rockstar wanted, then eventually you unlock those parts of the map. Now, for some reason, GTA 5 didn't have that feature. The map was just immediately open for the player to explore. And why they decided to do that, I'm not really sure. They probably thought, oh, it's a big enough map, we can just allow players to go and explore. But I feel like even if you have a big map, it would make the map seem much bigger if you segmented it and let players only access certain areas at certain parts of the game. Because then eventually when you do open up the rest of the map, one, it's very satisfying, and two, it makes the map seem huge. And obviously it works the other way around, where it makes a smaller map look like it's much larger than it is. And that most likely was implemented because of technical limits and not being able to make the maps seem or look bigger. But then if you cut bits of the map off, it does make it look much larger than it is. But this is almost certainly going to happen because Lucia has an ankle monitor, and that would mean she wouldn't be able to go to certain areas or leave certain areas. So that's most likely going to be in GTA 6. Now for number 9, we have destructible environments, which is very self-explanatory, so I won't really go into it that much. But I feel like if Rockstar take the ideas from the Just Cause series, like Just Cause 3, Just Cause 4, and make buildings and the environment in general change depending on what the player does. So if the player drives full speed into a utility pole, then both, obviously the car gets totaled, but then the pole falls over, and because there's so many cables connecting to different houses giving electricity, maybe some buildings lose their power and their lights and things like that. It would also be great attention to detail, especially if it starts zapping and sparking and catching fire. And then if players run up to it or NPCs get too close, then they get zapped and deaded as well. Or let's say in GTA Online 2, you shoot a grenade launcher at a car and it flies near to a player, but it's not the car that kills the player, it's the shrapnel from the car that damages the player or smashes a window in a building or damages the walls on the building and creates rubble. You know, little ideas and features like that I think would be really, really cool and should be in the next GTA. Going on to number 8, limited weapon storage. Now, some people may agree and think, wow, this guy's a genius, you know, he's thought of a really good idea, or some people might think, nah, you're a retard, why would you do that for GTA? My problem is, let's say you're 1v1ing someone on GTA Online and you're shooting and you're doing a pistol and then suddenly they whip out, boom, railgun, bang, you're dead, or boom, missile launcher, and they just spam the missile glitch thing, and it's just not fun. And I know some people would just say, oh, get good. Why don't you get good? Huh? Why don't you use a pistol and try and headshot me? Huh? You can't do it because you're bad at it, you're trash. so you have to whip out a railgun. That's literally all you can do because you're trash at the game. Don't be talking about, oh, get good at the game. No, you get good at the game. But I don't know if Rockstar will implement, they might do for online, but I think in the story mode it would be interesting. Especially if you go into a mission or you replay a mission and you get to choose the difficulty. And the hardest difficulty could be you have a set amount of weapons, a set amount of ammo, and you have to really, go for it. And personally, I think that would be a great feature to add in. Now for number 7, it kind of coincides with the previous idea, which is less futurism and more modern weapons and military vehicles. I can't stand the Oppressor Mark 1. Well, actually the Mark 1 is more respectable, it's more fun. But Oppressor Mark 2, the Deluxo, the Railgun, I just think all those types of weapons and vehicles should be banned, really. I don't know why they decided to implement it into 5. I mean, I kind of do, because they probably thought, it's getting stale, and they needed to mix up online a bit. But even then, there are so many cool vehicles and weapons, or even cooler vehicles and weapons that they could have added instead of all this futuristic crap. I think this is more of an issue in online, because I think in the story it would be cool little Easter eggs if you find the jetpack or a UFO in the military base, or if you find a haunted vehicle that drives by itself. I think that's very cool in the story, but I feel in online people just buy shark cards and then they have these really intense overpowered vehicles and weapons, and it doesn't make it fun. It ruins the balance of the game. But I don't know, maybe that's just me and I just need to get good at the game apparently, but I don't think so. I think they should just not implement it into GTA 6 right immediately. Number 6, cheat codes. This is pretty easy to understand. Anyone who's played a GTA game, who's played around with cheat codes would know that it's a good bit of fun for the story mode. Obviously, don't put it in online, like how they didn't do it for 5, because, that's stupid and would ruin everything. But keep it in the story. It would be a good bit of fun, and yeah, who doesn't like a bit of cheat codes every once in a while? Alright, now we're at the top 5. Like I said before, it's not in any particular order, so it doesn't really matter that it's the top 5, but I just want to let you know, it's the top 5 now. And for number 5, a grounded story. GTA 6 should have a story more like GTA 4 or Red Dead Redemption 2, with in-depth protagonists and not as much of the over-the-top satire, comedy and style that GTA 5 had. I mean, of course, because it's GTA, we'll have a bit of that, and because Leonida is GTA version of Florida, naturally we'll have a bit of tomfoolery going on, but I feel like this story, especially with the Bonnie and Clyde dynamic between Lucy and Jason, should be more grounded. And obviously this is something that they would have had to think about many years ago when they were just starting this game's production. But I hope that this is the case, and it very well may be the case. Numero 4. We have what I like to call business variety, which basically means that both in the story and online, the player should be able to purchase, run, manage, and take part in developing a business of their choice. Now, this could vary to a small little side business that earns money in the background, or a much bigger main business. If you do it right, you can use the smaller businesses to earn the background revenue and money to then buy the higher end businesses. And that would be a way of earning money, both, like I said, in the story and online, without having to do constant missions, or at least repeating the same missions over and over, like the casino heist or the Cayo Perico heist. Naturally, it would give an incentive for players to earn money and to work towards developing these businesses and giving us, the players, something else to do in their game. So if Rockstar don't implement it, then I think they'd be really stupid. But I'm sure they have, whether it's money laundering or something akin to that. Number 3, a greater depth of overall customization. I believe that GTA 5 definitely improved the customization a hell of a lot compared to GTA 4 and really the rest of the GTAs. However, I do think there is still a lot that they can add, or at least change, when it comes to the player customization, like clothes or the hairstyles or decorating a property that you have or a business that you own, and then again vehicle customization, which I feel like is definitely one of the more important ones. Sometimes when I'm customizing my character in online, there's a piece of clothing that looks cool but it's in the wrong color, and that would annoy me. So I feel like if they do something with the clothes a bit like that, where they allow every bit of clothing to have some type of color variation, then that would be helpful. Jewelry, I guess it would be an extension of clothes, allowing more jewelry, and we can see from the trailer that characters have more pronounced, more clear and high definition jewelry, which is nice to see. Hair is obviously an important thing, whether it's facial hair or head hair. Being able to change the color, dyeing it, giving highlights, having an actual full beard, not just a flat stubble type of beard. Something like Red Dead Redemption style with the hair growth system. That would be very cool. Property customization. With online, they gave you options of what you'd like your properties to look like, but again, that's a set style that they allow you to go through. And sometimes you may think, oh, I don't really like that, but then you can't change it. And I feel like if you earn enough money in the story mode or online, you should be able to invest your own money into your property or properties, businesses. And then obviously vehicles, any type of vehicles, whether it's aircraft, military style vehicles of any kind, or your everyday car. You should be able to customize it every single detail that you could probably think of, whether it's the livery or the thickness of the tires for a muscle car, internal lights that you want, whether you want a neon type of thing, or just whatever, anything you can think of. Liveries, you should be able to make your own custom ones, or exchange car parts, engine swaps with other players, or from a business that you own, or from a business that another player owns. Just the sky's the limit, really, and I hope that the sky is not limited when it comes to GTA 6. Number 2. And number 2 coincides a little bit with number 3, but it is make different forms of transport more accessible and fun to traverse the larger map. It's not really a good title. A bit traversal. I'll probably have put traversal. But yeah, it's the idea that going to an airport or going to a dock or going to a helipad, it's almost like a taxi service in GTA 5. You can just rock up and be like, look, I want to fly to this destination, make me fast travel there, and I'll have a great time. And also, just generally make planes, trains, and automobiles more fun to use and make it more accessible for the player to steal and just fly around. I believe that the larger map will then give players the incentive to buy a hangar or to buy a dock or to buy a helipad and invest more money and more time into helicopters, planes, boats, trains maybe, but I doubt that will be something you could customize. And that is obviously good for Rockstar because then it means that people are wanting to play your game. 2, if it's online, then they could sell shark cards to people too lazy to get money themselves. And 3, it just means that there's more to do in the game. I think if they don't make it a bigger focus in this game, particularly if the map is bigger, then they're really missing out on a great opportunity for something fun and cool. And finally, we are at number 1. And for number 1, I have put down improved stranger missions. GTA 6 should have more dynamic encounters or stranger missions that are random like Red Dead Redemption 2. Make it so you don't have to go to a waypoint and then do a mission. It should just appear out of the blue as you're traversing through the map. Hence why I said like Red Dead Redemption 2. And obviously it doesn't have to be for all missions or all side missions or all stranger missions, but I think a lot of them you should just be able to encounter, and GTA 5 does have that to a small degree, but I think it's better in Red Dead Redemption 2. Different encounters, different areas, whether you go to an airport, you may have to help someone with their bag or something and they give you money, or you go into a swamp and someone's about to be attacked by a crocodile and you shoot the crocodile, stuff like that. I think it would be, quite fun to experience those scenarios in the world of Leonida. And there we go, that is my top 10 list of things that I believe or I think should be in GTA 6. Tell me what you guys think about my list. Do you agree with what I put in my list, or do you think, nah mate, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, I'm gonna have to tell him off? If you have particular ideas or opinions about my list or your own list, then feel free to put them down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe to support the channel, which would be greatly appreciated, and if you want to keep up to date with any new video I post on this channel, then also turn that notification bell on and make it ring a ring a ring a ding a ling a ling a ling. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very, very soon. Peace.